need a sound booth? There are many types of studios used for voiceover recording. You may be familiar with the idea of expensive recording studios complete with full mixing boards and soundproof rooms like this. But would you believe that many professional recording artists record in rooms like this? Now, of course, there's more to it than just finding the nearest closet. It's important to make sure that the room you're in is properly sound treated. That's different than soundproofing, which we'll talk about in a minute. Sound treatment is simply making your recording space as acoustically pleasing to your microphone as possible. That means eliminating reflections and echoes, like the kind you hear when you talk out loud in a tiled bathroom. Hard surfaces like walls, desks, and ceilings reflect sound waves, causing them to bounce back and sound distorted or echoey in a recording. Audio foam is one way that you can break up the sound waves hitting a flat surface. You can find audio foam for sound treatment at audio stores like Guitar Center or from online retailers. The panels usually have a pyramid or rounded wave pattern, and they absorb the bounce of sound. It's recommended to place it behind, to the sides, and above where you're going to be recording. There are also some tutorials online that show you how to construct your own sound treatment panels to hang on your walls. Just do a Google or YouTube search for do-it-yourself sound treatment. I actually just did that myself, and they turned out pretty well. Thick moving blankets or heavy quilts can also help deaden echoes, which is why recording in closets often works so well. They're smaller than having to sound treat a whole room, and they're usually away from the noisy areas of the house. Plus, they're already full of clothes that help prevent reflections. If you prefer a pre-made simpler solution, there are products that act like a portable voiceover booth like these. They vary in size and price level, and some, like the Eyeball, still require a bit of sound treatment in your room to reach pro level. I began by lining the back and the ceiling of my closet with audio foam and covering my noisy computer fans with an egg foam mattress pad when recording, angling my mic stand into the closet where I stood. I also recently added the Chaotica Eyeball, which helped cut noise even more, and it comes in handy when I travel and need to record in an untreated space. Let's talk about noise for a bit. Okay, I want you to pause the video, close your eyes, and just listen to the ambient sound in your house right now. Ready? Pause. Okay, what did you hear? The refrigerator humming? A clock on the wall ticking? Wind blowing outside? Kids next door shouting? It's amazing how much we learn to tune out in our own homes, because these noises are there all the time. But when you add in a super sensitive microphone, those background noises can be very distracting. For example, when I first started recording, I kept noticing this weird low rumbling when I played back my recordings. I couldn't hear anything out of the ordinary in my room, so I was really confused. But I finally figured out that it was my air conditioner running. Once I shut it off during recording, that rumbling noise was gone, and my recordings were cleaner. So take some time to listen for and eliminate noise distractions before you record. Shut off the AC, put the curious kitty in another room, and don't record next to a window where sound will leak in. But how do you know if you need a full vocal booth? Well, vocal booths are best for when you need soundproofing. If you live in a noisy apartment complex, next to an airport, or on a busy street where you can't control outside noise, this might be a good option. They can carry a hefty price tag, usually ranging from around $3,000 to $7,000, however. So many voice artists wait until they've achieved a certain level of success before they spring for a booth. Others prefer the open sound of their room and are quite successful without a booth. So evaluate your recording space, job prospects, and budget thoroughly before you commit to a big purchase like that. I recently took the plunge and added a vocal booth to my studio because I have a noisy toddler in the house and have been booking plenty of work lately. I was finding it hard to fit recording time in during his naps and was often interrupted by my neighbor's lawn trimming business next door. I finally got so frustrated that I had to begin recording late at night after everyone else went to bed, only to have to stop recording when the crickets outside the window would start chirping. I decided that the cost of a vocal booth was justified in my case, because it would allow me to record during the day, even when everything outside was noisy, therefore bringing in more income. It also keeps me from turning into the scary mommy who yells at everyone to be quiet all the time because my son can happily play just outside the booth while I watch him through the window, and I don't hear anything. The downside is that my sound has now changed, so I need to adjust all my post-processing filters like EQ that I had as a preset in Adobe Audition. I also have had to troubleshoot it a little bit because I was hearing some echoes in the booth when I recorded. It needed some bass traps to help tame the reflections, something I didn't realize would be necessary when I bought it. That wasn't a problem in my old recording area, so it goes to show that booths are not always the best for sound. The bottom line is, it is very possible to capture pro sound without relying on a sound booth. By learning about acoustics and sound absorption, and choosing the quietest area for recording, you can create a wonderful recording space on a budget. Find and join audio recording forums online and ask questions. Study pictures of other home studio setups. Experiment with placing your mics in different areas to see where the sound is best. It might also be a good idea to hire an audio engineer to come and take a look at your room and give you tips on what to purchase and where to put it to get the best sound. They'll be able to give you a much better evaluation of whether your sound is professional or not and can help you get there.